Ayan, have you ever stopped to think that wealth might already be growing in your life, and you don't even realize it yet? It's easy to assume being rich means flashy sports cars, luxury mansions, or bank accounts with endless zeros. But what if real wealth is more subtle? What if it quietly builds behind the scenes while you go about your day? In this video, I'm going to reveal 7 key signs that you're already on the road to financial freedom, even if your wallet doesn't say so right now. Stick around, because by the end of this series, you'll uncover the habits, mindsets, and hidden financial moves that separate the truly wealthy from those just getting by. These aren't your typical get-rich-quick tricks. They're quiet, powerful steps that most people overlook. Yet, they're the exact indicators that you're laying the foundation for lasting prosperity. NNSO. If you've ever asked yourself, am I actually doing better financially than I think? This is your wake-up call. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell icon, and let's explore what real wealth building looks like. It's time to shift your mindset and see what's really happening beneath the surface. NN. You don't need to be a millionaire to start thinking like one. The truth is, wealth often begins in the mind, through consistent habits and the choices you make every day. Think about that side hustle you've been working on after your 9-to-5, or the savings you've been stashing away quietly each month. These aren't small acts, they're signs of a growing wealth mindset. We'll break down real steps and give you the mindset tools to keep going. No fluff, no hype. Just honest, achievable markers that show you're already on your way. 9. Let's start with one of the clearest signs that you're building wealth. You're no longer relying on just one source of income. Gone are the days when financial security meant sticking to a 9-to-5 job. Today, people who are truly on the path to wealth understand that diversification is power. If you've started a side hustle, invested in rental property, launched a digital product, or even begun earning a few bucks from affiliate links or dividends, you're already thinking like the wealthy. These might feel like small steps right now, but they are quietly creating long-term stability and freedom. The wealthy don't keep all their eggs in one basket, and neither should you. And even if your side hustle is only bringing in $100 a month right now, that's income you created on your own terms. That's not just money, it's momentum. Every extra dollar that doesn't come from your main job puts you in a stronger, more resilient position financially. Let's say you're a graphic designer working full-time, but you also sell templates online, or maybe you're driving Uber on weekends. Those small income streams are like planting seeds. And just like a garden, if you water them consistently, they'll grow into something much bigger. This is more than about earning extra cash. It's about building a system. Systems scale, jobs don't always. By spreading out your income sources, you're insulating yourself from economic downturns and sudden job loss. You're reducing your risk while multiplying your opportunities. This is why wealthy people often own businesses, stocks, and property. They've built a network of cash flow, not just a single paycheck. So if you're earning money from more than one place, even if it feels small right now, congratulations. That's sign number 1. You're not just working for money anymore. You're starting to make money work for you. Ayan. There's a quiet kind of strength in spending less than you earn. It's not flashy and it won't turn heads, but it's one of the strongest signs that you're building real wealth. If you're someone who resists the urge to upgrade your lifestyle every time your income increases, you're doing what most people don't. You're creating a financial buffer. Living below your means isn't about self-deprivation. It's about intentional living, choosing to align your spending with your values, not your ego. Whether that means driving a used car instead of leasing a new one, cooking at home instead of eating out daily, or skipping that impulse gadget purchase, you're making conscious choices to control your money rather than let it control you. Let's be real. Anyone can spend more. But it takes wisdom, discipline, and future thinking to spend less when you can afford more. That's a mark of maturity and financial intelligence. Maybe your friends are upgrading to luxury apartments, while you've chosen to stay in a modest place and save the difference. From the outside, it may not look like you're winning, but in the long run, you're stacking savings, building investment capital, and staying debt-free while others chase appearances. This mindset protects you from lifestyle inflation, the sneaky trap where the more you earn, the more you spend, without ever feeling richer. True wealth builders resist that urge. They put raises, bonuses, and side income to work by saving or investing it. A simple habit like auto-transferring 20% of your paycheck into savings or retirement accounts can make a massive difference over time. In NSO, if you're someone who tracks your spending, saves consistently, and avoids unnecessary upgrades, even when you can afford them, you're not just frugal, you're strategic. That's sign number 2, and it's one of the most powerful wealth-building behaviors there is. Nyan. When you think of investing, your mind might jump to Wall Street, suits, or six-figure portfolios. But here's the truth. Building wealth through investing doesn't require huge amounts of money. It requires consistency. If you're regularly putting aside any portion of your income into investments, whether it's stocks, index funds, retirement accounts, or even real estate, you've already stepped into the mindset of the wealthy. NNTHE magic isn't in the amount. It's in the habit. Investing $50 a month into a low-cost index fund might not feel like much, but thanks to compound interest, that money quietly multiplies over time. It's slow, it's steady, and it's powerful. Let's say you invest $100 every month in a fund that returns just 7% annually. In 30 years, that could grow to over $120,000. That's not a fantasy, it's basic math. And it all starts with consistency, not cash flow. NTHE. Best part? You don't need to be a financial genius to start. In fact, by investing regularly, even small amounts, you're already ahead of the majority of people who are letting their savings sit idle in low-interest bank accounts. The wealthy know one core truth: money grows over time, and they treat their investments like a long-term partnership, not a quick gamble. They diversify their portfolios across stocks, real estate, mutual funds, minimizing risk while building value. If you're investing in broad-based index funds, contributing to your 401k, or using a micro-investing app, you're not just saving, you're strategically growing your wealth. And remember, the earlier you start, the stronger the compounding effect. Even if it's just $25 or $50 a month, doing it consistently makes you part of a rare group that actually understands what financial independence requires. And NSO if you're investing, no matter how little. That's sign number 3. You're not waiting to get rich before you invest. You're investing to become rich. Nyan, debt isn't always the villain, but how you manage it determines whether it helps you or holds you back. If you've started paying off your debts, avoiding new ones, or you've built a plan to tackle them strategically, that's a major sign you're walking the path to wealth. Most people feel trapped in the debt cycle, but wealthy people, they view debt like a tool used with caution, control, and purpose. If you're intentionally paying down high-interest credit cards, student loans, or personal debt, you're creating space in your finances to build actual wealth. Let's say you've started using the avalanche method, paying off high-interest debt first, or maybe the snowball method, knocking out small balances for momentum. Whichever method works for you, the important thing is, you've taken the wheel. Then taking control of debt is like lifting a weight off your financial future. Every payment you make is a vote for freedom. Every avoided loan is proof of discipline. You're no longer reacting to money problems. You're proactively eliminating them. Now, not all debt is bad. Wealthy individuals often use good debt, like mortgages on appreciating property or business loans that generate returns. The key is intentional borrowing. If you've refinanced to lower rates, consolidated your loans, or avoided taking debt for lifestyle purchases, you're thinking strategically, not emotionally. In NSO, if your debt is going down, not up, if your monthly payments are shrinking, or if you simply have a plan you're sticking to each month, that's sign number 4. You're cutting away the liabilities that drag most people down, and making space for assets that lift you up. Ayan, let's be honest. Life doesn't always go as planned. Jobs can disappear, cars break down, and unexpected bills show up without warning. But if you've started to build a cash buffer to handle these surprises, congratulations. You're not just surviving, you're preparing to thrive. An emergency fund isn't exciting. It doesn't sparkle like a new investment or generate passive income, but it's one of the most important pillars of long-term financial success. And if you're saving even slowly toward 3 to 6 months of living expenses, that's a huge win. Maybe you've started transferring $25 or $50 a week into a separate savings account. That money might not feel like much now, but when life throws you a curveball, say a $1,000 car repair, you'll be ready without needing a credit card or a loan. This is more than just a fund. It's freedom. Freedom from fear, freedom to take career risks, freedom to walk away from toxic work situations. The wealthy know this well. Liquidity buys options, and options buy peace of mind. It's not about hitting a perfect number overnight. It's about consistency, automating small transfers, keeping the money out of sight and out of reach, labeling the account mentally as untouchable unless it's a true emergency. That discipline, more than the dollar amount, makes all the difference. NSO, if you're putting money aside for a rainy day, no matter how small, it's sign number 5 that you're secretly getting rich. You're doing what many ignore, building financial stability beneath the surface, brick by brick. And when the storm comes, you'll stand strong because you planned ahead. Nyan wealth isn't just built in your bank account, it starts in your mindset. If you're reading financial books, watching videos like this, following personal finance creators, or just asking smarter questions about money, you're doing something many people overlook. You're becoming financially literate, and that literacy, it compounds faster than interest. Maybe you've started understanding the difference between a Roth IRA and a traditional one, or you've learned how compound interest actually works. These aren't just facts, they're tools, and every tool you pick up gives you more control over your money. Most people avoid talking about money. They fear it, ignore it, or leave it to chance. But not you. If you're taking the time to learn, even if you're starting with basics like budgeting or understanding credit, you're breaking a cycle that keeps most people stuck. You're not relying on luck. You're relying on knowledge. This doesn't mean you have to become a financial expert overnight. Even small habits, like listening to a 10-minute money podcast on your commute, or reading one finance blog a week, gradually rewire your thinking. And that shift changes everything, because once you understand how money works, you control it, instead of it controlling you, and you'll avoid bad debt. You'll spot scams. You'll optimize your taxes. You'll make better investment decisions. And most importantly, you'll start making choices from clarity, not confusion. NSO, if you're curious, if you're researching, if you're trying to make better financial decisions through learning, this is sign number 6 that you're secretly becoming wealthy. You're laying the intellectual foundation that most never even build. Here's something most people overlook. Wealth isn't built in isolation. If you're surrounding yourself with people who think big, take action, talk about ideas, not just gossip, and challenge you to grow, you're not just expanding your circle, you're expanding your potential. Your environment shapes your thinking, and your thinking shapes your decisions. That's why wealthy individuals are very intentional about who they spend time with. If you've started connecting with mentors, joining business or investment groups, or just having more meaningful conversations around money and growth, you're doing exactly what successful people do. Think about this. Maybe you recently joined a startup WhatsApp group, started following smart finance creators, or even grabbed coffee with a friend who's into investing. These might feel like small things, but they open doors, new information, new perspectives, new opportunities. You don't need to know billionaires to build a valuable network. What matters is alignment. Being around people who want more out of life, who are growing, and who support your goals. Conversations become brainstorming sessions. Advice becomes strategy. Doubt becomes drive. Wealthy people don't just happen to succeed. They leverage their connections. They collaborate, share resources, partner up, and help each other rise. If you're actively networking, online or offline, you're planting seeds that could turn into unexpected opportunities. Maybe someone refers you a freelance gig or invites you to invest in something early. That's how it starts. And if you're choosing to limit time with negative, limiting, or financially irresponsible influences, you're protecting your mindset, and that's priceless. NNSO if your circle is shifting. If you're making space for people who push you forward, you've unlocked sign number 7. It's quiet, it's subtle, but it's strategic. You're not just building a social life, you're building a wealth environment in Mira. Imagine waking up in the morning and seeing money flowing into your account without you actively trading your time for it. This isn't a fantasy. It's the hallmark of true financial growth. जब आप अपने पैसे को ऐसे systems में invest करते हैं जो आपके लिए 24/7 काम करते हैं, whether it's rental income, dividends, or automated online businesses, you're stepping into a different league. And think of Farah, who set up a small e-commerce store selling digital products. She put in the effort initially, creating products, setting up ads, and streamlining delivery. Now her store runs on autopilot, bringing in consistent revenue while she focuses on new ideas or simply enjoys more free time. That's automation at work. N